Yes, hello. I just needed to do an emergency stream here because this Allison Holker, who was the late wife of Stephen Twitch Boss, was a DJ for Ellen DeGeneres who self-deleted himself. Um, just mad sketchy. So recently, yeah, this topic is trending now because she recently announced how she's trying to release a book, and she's saying now that, unbeknownst to anyone else, he had a substance abuse problem. So this man, he did allegedly self-delete himself, and the thing is that there was an autopsy done, and there were no substances found in his system. And most substances will remain in your system for quite a long while. So I find that pretty interesting. She never mentioned this before, but now she has this book coming out, and she's deciding to spill it all. I find this very extremely interesting because she had claimed that she was extremely in love with this guy, and she was madly in love with her husband. She made posts when they were together about how this was her one and only and all that. And I just want to come out and say this is not how someone who is in love would behave, right? If you tragically lose your spouse, last thing you're gonna do is start spilling tea to paint them in a negative light, right? So I'm gonna be quick here. I'm just like at the gym. I gotta get a workout in. I'm running around. It's the week, so I don't have time for this. But I really wanted to get in and do this stream because this is a very important topic to me. And like I actually did a video on this before, way before she had announced that she was doing a book launch, or way before she had been speaking to the public about this at all. So I just find it pretty ironic that I did call it. I didn't miss. Once again, I did not miss. So this Allison Holker lady, I found it interesting. The first thing I found interesting was that she did not take his last name. First red flag, all right? So I'm just gonna share my screen here. So this lady, I mean, just if you just look at her, she looks like a demon. Could it be? Allegedly, she looks evil as hell. I'm not saying that she is, right? But let me just share my screen here. I'm not saying she is evil, of course, but I would say that allegedly, could it be she looks evil. So let's check her out here. So as you can see, let's check her out. Hold on, bear with me. Now this chick, yo, she's got some sketchy looking eyes. And I don't know why I can see this. Like, I like to attribute this to the fact that I don't jerk my meat, right? But hey, who knows, right? But when I look at this chick, I could clearly see that she looks sketchy as hell. She looks like she's malicious. And some of y'all, you haven't dealt with, uh, you know, chicks of the night, chicks that work exotic dancers. I have friends that, growing up with them, they decided to become exotic dancers. So I can look at a woman and I can see, because of these women that I'm familiar with, who have coworkers who it is their profession to wring men out like a sponge. I can look in a woman's eyes and see if she looks malicious or if she looks evil. And this chick looks sketchy as hell. So that's number one. Again, this is all alleged. I'm just calling it like I see it, right? Next thing I find quite interesting is that she claims that she found this diary from his um, his belongings after they were going through them just before the funeral. She claims that she was with a dear friend of hers. Now, something very interesting about when women are telling stories, right? When women don't give the gender of a friend that they're telling a story, depending on the story at hand, right? This could be very indicative that this is a male friend. I'm not saying that she was cheating with someone else, right? This is all alleged, but it is highly likely that this is what pushed this guy over the edge. And the guy self-deleted. Under a year later, she had a new dude on the scene, and she didn't look like she was mourning whatsoever. So this is Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C, right? You know. So I can go now into the autopsy report, which clearly shows that this gentleman had no substances in his system at the time of the autopsy, right? So now she's coming out. She's got this lovely book going on, and she's claiming that I wasn't even sharing my screen. I apologize. I don't live stream very often, but yeah, as you can see clearly here from the autopsy, it was a self-inflicted wound, allegedly self-inflicted. Who knows? Who really knows, right? But it says clear as day here, not revealing any signs of drug use or alcohol. Now, this would have been visible in the autopsy. So now she's claiming that this dude had a substance abuse problem, but none of it is visible on the autopsy. Very interesting. So, you know, make of that what you will. But I think this woman is sketchy as hell. I'm going to try and go back to showing you her eyes because I was not showing that at first. Hold on. See if I can get that up here. Bear with me. Yeah, so look at this woman. I look at this woman's eyes. To me, she looks sketchy as hell. Look at this. This woman looks sketchy as hell. Let's get some other images. Let's see. Look at these pictures. Himmy's all up on her, puppy dog, and her, she's grilling the camera like she couldn't be bothered. This woman looks wicked. Allegedly, could it be? Who knows, right? I'm just calling it like I see it. I've looked in a lot of women's eyes. As I said, I have friends who, you know, I grew up with that became exotic dancers, and I'm used to seeing I'm not referring to them, but their coworkers, some of them have these demon eyes, right? So a lot of men, maybe they grew up in the church and they went only to private school, they were sheltered, and they can't identify this in women. But when I see a woman that looks like this is as clear as day to me. Clear as day. So make of that what you will, you know? I just find it very interesting. And again, I don't think this is the way that someone who is mourning over their spouse would behave. So, just wanted to do that quick emergency stream. And you guys could look into this into this further if you'd like. Like this is mad sketch. And she's trying to push her book launch. This chick is sketchy as hell. Sketchy as hell. You know? Anyway, men, you gotta be careful. Be careful with these types of chicks, man. Like, as I said, we don't get old, we just go broke. So keep that in mind, y'all.